his mind is going crazy. He watches movies, these days pornographic stuff is all over the place, he's watching it on the phone. So he thinks this is what every girl wants. So it is not morality, you are becoming mentally sick. Just because you see something ugly and say hee among friends, don't think you're doing something great. You're doing the dumbest thing that's possible. If you don't get my point, whatever pornography that's happening there, put your mother's face on that lady who's there. And especially, I've met hundreds of them, early age, they've gone into these things and how distorted they've become and how they suffer within themselves. Tomorrow, to have meaningful relationships with people around them, they become so sick, I don't even want to say these things in front of you. The kind of things they have told me, what they go through because they got addicted to this thing, when they were very young.
It seems that how to stop watching porn is one of the highest search questions on the internet. I have a few former classmates that got addicted to it and their life turned upside down. Why do people get addicted and how they can easily come out of it?
You must understand, pornography does not mean sexuality. It's a kind of a sickness that you're developing. When I say sickness, sexuality is not a sickness, it's part of our making. We are here because of that. We are not here for that, we are here because of that. We are born out of it. So it's not a question of right and wrong. It's just that for every other creature, nature controlled their sexuality because their sexuality is seasonal. Rest of the time, they don't even know who is male, who is female. Hello? So nature controlled them. Why do you think nature took away that control from you? Because it believed that you got little more brains, but you're trying to prove you don't have that. Yes. Because at a young age, if you watch those things, nothing else will be happening in your head. So how do I get rid of it? You must understand this. As I told you, nature released you from a certain binding, thinking you are a conscious life, that you will do everything consciously. It did not mean that you are supposed to be doing just that all the time, reproductive activity. So, it's not about pleasure, it's not about joy, it's not about love, it is just a compulsiveness. If you do not understand compulsiveness is slavery, then what to do with you? Hello? You don't understand that compulsiveness is slavery? Consciousness is the only liberation we have. So, there is no need to give it up, just no need to go there, that's all. What is there to give it up? Is it happening here? No, it's happening in my head. See, your head is like that, whatever you imprint this with, that's what will happen. This is the nature of your head. You must understand, every technology, every convenience that comes to you, you want to use it for your own destruction. Oh, what is the harm, Sadhguru? This is the harm. Your mothers and your sisters and every other woman who is around you, you are reducing them into objects. I'm not telling all of you become brahmacharis and go somewhere. No, that's only for certain people who have the capacity to do that. But you must conduct your life in a dignified manner. So you think by denying dignity for half the population on the planet, human population on the planet, you think you'll find some pleasure? Disgusting. So, this is not a moral issue, this is a psychological sickness issue, do you understand? So, it is not sexuality per se which becomes the barrier, but the attachment it creates to the physicality, which definitely becomes the barrier. Now I'm speaking, this is a kind of energy. You are looking at me, this is a kind of energy. You're listening to me, this is a kind of energy. These are different expressions of the same life energy, isn't it? Now, sexuality is also another expression of the same energy. Now, one has to decide how much of his energy, in which direction he wants to send it. Because after all, you are a limited amount of energy. This question is coming from a certain amount of bits and pieces, the gossip that you have heard about how you could assimilate your own semen and raise it up to your higher possibility. Yes, it is true. At the same time, it is not because of abstinence that one does it, it is because of internalizing your energies that you do it. It is not simply that somebody is abstaining from sex and suddenly his energies are all organized and it's going up. It's not true. If your energies get organized and begin to move up, the need for sexuality may evaporate for you, but it doesn't leave you incapable. It doesn't leave you impotent, but the need is gone. It is just no more a compulsive thing. And it is not just this one thing, all compulsiveness is lost. Essentially, most of the sexuality that's happening on the planet is happening because of a certain compulsiveness, isn't it? It's a compulsive drive. One who is too identified with your physical body naturally is sex-driven because that is the highest thing that he knows. There are ways we can make you find something which is far bigger than this. Once you taste something better, I don't have to tell you, give this up or give that up, it'll anyway fall off, isn't it? There are ways to do certain sadhana which is more intense than sexuality, which is more ecstatic than sexuality.
On one level, if you look at it, all dimensions of yoga, one way or the other, are ultimately trying to activate the pineal. Because once it begins its secretion, everything about you becomes sweet and beautiful. It creates a whole inner pleasure, which makes all the outer pleasures look like kindergarten stuff. That's the reason yogis are just sitting with eyes closed, not because they're against pleasure, they're against small pleasures, that's all. So the Shambhavi, one thing that's happening is, it stimulates the pineal secretion in a big way, which leaves you drenched in a certain level of sweetness throughout the day. It just leaves you in a certain state of ecstasy and blissfulness because the pineal gland is active. This is one aspect of your physiology which is very close to your consciousness. The rest of the physiology is about survival, but pineal gland is one aspect of your physiology which is very, very close to transcending the physical.